Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the world of business credit and scaling. We're going to break down exactly how you can unlock serious business capital and, more importantly, turn it into a thriving enterprise. We'll be looking at two completely distinct yet highly effective approaches from entrepreneurs who have successfully cracked the code.
So picture this. Imagine getting ready to make your next big business investment, and you are completely stress-free about where the capital is coming from. Sounds great, right? Well, contrast that dream with the reality a lot of us actually face, just endless, frustrating business credit denials. I mean, why are banks saying no to your business when you're the one putting in the late nights, the early mornings, and doing all the heavy lifting?
Well, here's something truly shocking. Entrepreneurs are regularly leaving anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in credit just sitting on the table. And look, it is definitely not a lack of hustle. It's because the path they've been taught is broken. They're missing the proper foundational structure that lenders absolutely demand before they even think about opening their vaults. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today, mapping out a really clear, logical journey. 1. The capital trap. 2. Structuring for success. 3. The credit playbook. 4. Building your offer. 5. Selling a serving. And 6. Your next move. We're taking you from the bare-bones business setup all the way through execution and high-ticket sales.
Section 1. The Capital Trap. Escaping the Cycle of Stagnation.
To really understand this, we're looking at insights from two very different entrepreneurs. First, Darius Benders, who actually went from losing his life savings to building a multi-million-dollar business, and William Bootsy Blanding, who uses AI to build legacy wealth. As Benders puts it, and this is so crucial, hard work alone is not enough to get the banks to say yes. Banks approve entrepreneurs who are structured the right way. You know, grinding at a 9-to-5 or binge-watching free info on YouTube University without actually taking action, that just keeps you stuck in a loop. You absolutely have to structure your entity properly.
Which brings us to Section 2, Structuring for Success, the Foundation of Funding.
Now, Benders and Blanding come from totally different backgrounds, but they agree 100% that there are universal requirements you need to look credible to a lender. You can't just file an LLC and expect the money to roll in. So, let's walk through this checklist. Step 1. Get your basic entity, like an LLC or C Corp, filed with your Secretary of State and grab your EIN from the IRS. Step 2 is professional details. Listen, lenders do not want to see a Yahoo or Gmail address. You need a toll-free number and a real domain email. Step 3, a physical address. This means a brick-and-mortar spot, no P.O. boxes, no flagged virtual addresses. And Step 4, a dedicated bank account. Now check out that specific hack at the bottom. If you have a business partner with poor credit, you can actually set up your operating agreement so you hold 91% ownership and they hold 9%. This little tweak often lets you completely bypass the bank pulling your partner's credit. Pretty brilliant, right?
All right, moving to Section 3, the Credit Playbook. Two distinct paths to capital.
Look, entrepreneurship is not a one-size-fits-all game, and honestly, neither is banking. On the left side, we have Benders favoring traditional relationship banking. He is all about building deep, long-term relationships with institutions like Chase, Amex, and local credit unions. He does this by depositing thousands to season the accounts before even applying for credit. But over on the right, Blanding takes a very accessible, fintech and AI approach. He loves Relay Bank because it integrates perfectly with his modern workflows. But the really critical part, Relay reports to all the major business credit bureaus, which helps him build his profile organically.
Let's zoom in on that left side strategy and see how it builds into a very specific chronological funding sequence. Benders says to start with Experian so you can hit Chase first. You gotta do this to respect their strict 524 rule, meaning they'll auto-deny you if you've opened 5 or more cards in the last 24 months. Next, move over to Amex, where you can product stack, meaning you apply for up to 5 cards using just one single credit inquiry. Then, hit Navy Federal for their super generous starting limits, sometimes up to $20K. After that, pull from TransUnion, specifically going after Ellen Financial to snag their 0% intro period for 18 months. Finally, target Equifax for geo-based banks like Truist. The big takeaway here? Prioritize those 0% introductory periods. It gives you 12 to 18 months of pure breathing room to build cash flow without drowning in interest. Section 4. Building your offer. How to monetize your blueprint.
Securing the capital is amazing, but you have to actually turn that money and your expertise into an offer that creates consistent, scalable cash flow. Let's compare these two models. Blanding runs a low-ticket model. His family LLC club is just $27 a month. He uses AI like ChatGPT and Gemini to outline his offer, and his whole game is about volume, community, and recurring revenue for a really accessible audience, mostly adults over 40. Now Benders, he operates a high-ticket model. We're talking anywhere from $7,500 to $30,000. His philosophy is that a premium price literally forces the buyer to pay attention, which creates a premium transformation. He's targeting fast-scaling entrepreneurs who want intense, direct mentorship. But let's be real for a second. To scale either of these models to 6 or 7 figures, you have to buy back your time. You do that by completely eliminating minimum wage activities, or MWAs. These are those routine, mind-numbing tasks like answering DMs, sending out basic emails, or doing data entry. These MWAs are literally holding you back from high-level, money-making activities like creating content, closing sales, and actually serving your clients. You've got to outsource this stuff to a virtual assistant or just hand it over to AI software.
Section 5. Selling is serving. The million-dollar mindset shift.
To make any offer work, we've got to talk about a huge hurdle, the identity crisis a lot of people face when it's time to actually pitch their product. Darius Benders perfectly captures the exact paradigm shift you need here. If you can't sell people, you can't serve people. And if you can't serve people, you can't save people. You have to stop looking at selling as some sleazy, unethical transaction. If you have a blueprint that can literally change someone's financial destiny, you have a moral obligation to sell it to them so they can experience that transformation.
Once you make that mindset shift, mastering sales is really just about anticipating and overcoming 4 main customer objections. First up, self-belief. Do they actually trust themselves to do the work? You fix this by giving them an environment full of accountability partners. Second, fear. Just remind them that fear is simply false evidence appearing real. Third, time. Show them exactly how learning a high-income skill right now is going to buy back their time later. And finally, money. Listen, people will always find a way to pay for what is truly important to them. When you connect with their core why, that money objection just fades away.
And finally, Section 6, your next move, the playbook for execution.
All right, we've built the foundation, we secured the bag, and we framed the offer. Now let's look at an actionable marketing playbook you can use today. It all centers around the give, ask strategy. You build a massive amount of trust before you ever ask for a dime. You do this by mixing pure value posts, personal connection content, and a bit of lifestyle content so they know the real you. And to scale this fast, you leverage OPA, other people's audiences. Get on podcasts, partner up with micro-influencers, or buy spots on big blog pages. You show up, you give away incredible value for free, and you systematically direct all that new traffic right back into your own ecosystem.
Once you have their attention, you run them through the Zero to Hero webinar framework. Phase 1 is the pre-frame. This is where you audit their environment and build a deep connection. Phase 2, you introduce 3 secrets that completely shatter their false beliefs using hard evidence. Phase 3 is the transition, positioning your offer as the vital bridge to their dream life. Phase 4 is the pitch. Remember, you are selling the ultimate outcome here, not just a boring list of features. And Phase 5 is the close, where you systematically knock out those final objections we talked about. Now, the secret sauce to keeping them hooked through all 5 phases, you need to secure at least 50 micro-commitments from the audience. Have them type yes or drop a number in the chat. It keeps them totally engaged.
So, here is the crucial question I want to leave you with today. Exposure equals expansion, sure, but ultimate success requires stepping into the room and taking an actual risk. Are you going to spend another year trapped in that endless cycle of consuming free information? Or are you going to execute on this blueprint today? The choice is entirely yours. Keep learning, keep focusing, and most importantly, take action.